Welcome to today's coaching clinic. Prepping for 2023. What's your business mindset assessment part 3? All right. How was that introduction?
Very nice.
Very nice. Very good.
I feel a little conspicuous being the only one on here because since Esther said she just wanted to listen. So
Well, I'll talk. Don't worry. You know me. I'll talk. I'll be happy.
Esther will always find something to share.
I'll find something to
And I say that with total affection and
Well, thank you.
yes, with appreciation. I mean, that's one thing that I loved about having you help me with Fit and Focus. You just came up with some cool stuff, right?
Well, thank you.
You really did. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for that article that you found on why carb loading before you came up with an article about the importance of carb loading and the science behind it, what it does. I mean, I've got bunches of articles, but I really like the one that you had and you shared one time.
I'll see if I can find it. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember where it came from. So
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Well, I know that's probably a quadrant 3 activity in Covey's time matrix, which quadrant 3 is urgent but not important. Like it's urgent to me, but it's not important to you.
Right. Is that what they call it? No, I'm just joking. I know what you mean. It's like, yeah. So yes.
hey, knowing about Covey's time quadrants actually got me my job when I was interviewing for the College of Medicine so many years ago.
Yeah.
That was something that impressed the woman that was interviewing me.
Right.
Well, it's a nifty way to think about your time. I mean, it helps you to structure your mindset around your time management and efficiency. And I don't necessarily sit down anymore and write everything down, but in my mind, I run it through that process. Okay, is this urgent and important, like crisis mode? Or is this not urgent, but it is important? I need to do some strategy around it. Is it urgent but not important? And then is it not urgent, not important?
Right.
Is social media surfing and oh goodness. All right, ladies. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what we've been doing, I'll catch you up, Esther, real quick.
Sure.
And I'll share my screen to show you. I have last week's worksheet. So basically what we've been doing, we started out in our first week just going through our actual business mindset, more on the soft side of things, our confidence, how we're feeling personally about our business. So we walked through this assessment process, and I had everybody to identify what they're confident about, what they're discouraged about, what they're worried, anxious about, stressed, overwhelmed, fearful about, burned out from. And so we went through that first. What you see here that I have on here are more a result of what we did last week. But once we walked through that, then we went through the 4 R's. So when we were looking at how we assessed ourselves, we looked at, hey, what do we need to release? What do we need to resist or stop repeating? What do we need to reframe? And what do we need to restore? So we're using this same process to walk through this. And last week, what we did is we just started looking at things from a business standpoint. So just in general, just strictly focused on our business. What are we confident about? And just walking through this whole thing that you can see here. And so once we did that, again, we went through the 4 R's to just get some ideas of, what is it that we do need to just let go of as we're thinking about our strategy for 2023. So this week, what we want to do is we want to get focused in on a business area. And so Today, I chose business strategy specifically for 2023 for us to walk through this. You can take every single area of your business and walk through this process. And it's amazing what you'll glean just from walking through this process. So I'm going to share my link with you all. You can take this, you know the drill. You can take this, you can make a copy of this and make your own. So let me copy the link and I'm going to share this in chat with you.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready, Rachel?
1 second.
Okay.
You can go ahead and talk. I'm just catching up.
Okay. So the business area that we're focusing on is 2023 business strategy. So let's just get a little more clear about what we mean by business strategy. When you hear business strategy, what does that mean to you?
The way that you're moving your business forward.
Okay. Esther. Hey, Deetra.
I'm waving to teacher.
Esther's like, I have an answer. I have an answer.
I'm having IT issues today and I'm tech support, so.
Oh,
Okay.
well. So I agree with Rachel. It's where you're headed. But when I think of strategy, I also think of like the broader topics
Mm-hmm.
like administration, marketing, business development. So all those aspects.
Yeah.
And you know how that fits into the year.
Yeah. Yeah. When we think of, so Deetra, question, what does business strategy mean to you?
Ooh. To me, that's like the big mama and daddy overarching plan
Mhm.
of where the outcomes of my company and how I'm going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. We can think of business strategy. It really is the overarching themes of your business, the direction that you want to go. And you don't like get down into, okay, so my business strategy is I'm going to do 3 posts a week in social media. Well, I mean, that's actually under the umbrella of social media, and that's just getting down to the nitty gritty. So your strategy is really you answering the question, how am I going to make money? Or what are the things that I really have to focus on? What are the areas that I have to focus on to get my end result? So in order to have a business strategy, you have to really start with the end in mind. What is it that you want to happen? And I'm trying to avoid saying your goals, because when we say goals, we get caught up in an activity. Okay, I'm just going to be, I have these goals, right? But I want you to really think strategically, higher level about where you are going with your business and what you want it to accomplish. So let's kick this off before we go into what you're confident about, discouraged about, blah, 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 all that. Let's just have a discussion about what has been your business strategy in 2022.
Oh, I'm not on mute. I'm laughing at myself. Let me go on mute.
Well, you're going to come off mute here in just a minute. So if you're chomping into it, you better hurry up.
So I can go first because mine is really easy. I've had none. I mean, my business strategy, and I say that jokingly and in seriousness because it's true. My business strategy in 2022 was to put my business on hold.
Yeah.
I had to process through, get some other things sorted out. And so mine's a short answer for 2022. that was hit the pause button, and that was my business strategy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, short, sweet. And so you just elaborated on that you needed to get some other things in order so that you
Right.
could be focused in
Right.
your business when you do decide to reactivate it.
And by other things, I mean myself. I had to get
Yeah.
myself together, you know.
Right. All right. So Rachel, what would you say has been your 2022 business strategy?
Honestly, I didn't have one either. I've hung on. That was kind of my strategy for 2022 was hang in there, hang on. I had shifts from my work to, okay, I need a little bit more of an income. So I started working with Piercing Word, which filled a spot in me in one way, but I'm now realizing it's not profitable. So I've hung in there in continuing to come to these meetings, even though I'm virtual, and just blowing on the embers just enough
Yeah.
to keep going. And I started having some progress with my life business. I met a very small but important goal for 3 months in a row, so I'm really proud about that.
Yeah.
It's great.
I did come out and talk at the VIP Center in 2022, right? I sometimes my 2021s and my 2022s get a little confused.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud about that, but it's been a real blow on the embers so they don't go out year.
Yeah. Well, so you're keeping it on life support.
But
Play
I
on
would like
words.
to revive it a little bit.
Right.
You know, I sat down to start writing my NaNoWriMo book, and I was rereading something that was the start of it, and I couldn't move forward. I was like blocked, like it was horrifying.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take a step back for a moment, and then God gave me an idea on how to fix this, and so I can start again with that. And so it's been a real just life support year.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not dead, so you know that's important.
Right. Right.
Entrepreneurially speaking. I mean, the other way too. Otherwise, that'd be a really weird phone call or video call.
Yeah. And here's the awesome thing, Rachel. You can revive this business anytime that you want to. I mean, it could be, so I just have to say this because I'm an extrovert and I'm an ideator and I have to just get things out. But what if you were writing those 50,000 words and it was actually the book to revive your business strategy for the organization, for the business that you've created, this business around the script writing, and it's like the signature piece for you to work with churches on communication skills. I mean, so just throwing that out there.
Oh, write a nonfiction.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a mind-blowing thought. I don't think I've tried nonfiction. Maybe that's what I need to do. I have to process that, Angie.
Okay.
But thank you.
Yeah, I had to throw that out because this book right here, this was my first book out. Once I wrote this book, everything changed. Everything changed. I use this for speaking engagements. I use it for workshops. I mean, it's a signature piece of what I offer in the corporate realm. So it's people who write books and then you do something with them. There's for lack of better words, there's a funnel that you can attach to that. You can start to get a few of those embers going and actually create a fire. So noodle on that. All right, so let's check in with Deetra McGuire.
I was laughing out loud when you said, "What's your strategy?" Because I was like, "Oh, you had one, Deetra." That's why I was laughing, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm not on mute." Um,
Well,
strategy sounds organized. No, I'm just joking.
if you remember, we started off this year talking about business strategy.
We did, and I'm going to be serious, and I'm going to give myself credit because I pulled out my booklet from the retreat.
Yeah.
And there's 3 things I wanted to focus on this year. That was vision, purpose, mindset, operations, and processes. And I literally have focused on all of those this year. So
Yeah.
with the vision and purpose and working with my business coach, that even helped me to further really define my 3 buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, sometime this year, early in the year, I was like, for right now, because I partner with other people, I'm like, I kind of want, 70% to be, the corporate clients, 20%, 10%. That is exactly where my business is at.
Yay.
And what so mindset, earlier in the year, I even hired a mindset coach. And I still struggle with mindset things, but that's okay. I don't let it stop me. And then the operations and processes, we're working on that now with Honeybook, with automated things, having a proposal. And you can't see it, but because it's blurred. This is my Q4 priority list, and it's organized by buckets because I'm trying to keep my strategy in front of me.
Yes.
As well as allowing flexibility.
Yeah.
So having these conversations at this time of the year definitely helped me, because last November and December we did this. So I went into January like with a plan. And so now I'm talking to myself, Deetra, when you stick to your plan, it works. And stop judging every engagement as if I mess this up, there goes my whole plan. So that's the mindset stuff. But man, like when you build it, they come.
Yes. So I love everything that you're saying, because you're laying out perfectly the way that we need to approach in 2023. Yours is a good example of how you actually had a strategy, and you took that in the 3 buckets that we worked out for your business, and it caused you to have a focus. There was something that you could always look to. So you see, just having a high level business strategy, just to begin, it's a must have in order for you to really start gaining traction and being successful in your business. If you don't, it's like being in a boat and just paddling in all different directions and never getting to the shore. So, some of us have been there, and, we just went and we're reactive, and we just react to whatever comes. But the strategy gives you focus. It keeps the vision in front of you, and it helps you to also cut out all of the junk that could just take you off on a tangent somewhere. All right, so here's what I want y'all to do. I'd like for you to, just thinking about 2023 business strategy. So we're looking forward, okay? We're moving past 2022, and we're moving forward, thinking ahead. So I want you to walk through the assessment. What are you confident about? What are you discouraged about? What are you worried or anxious about? What are you stressed or overwhelmed about? What are you fearful of, or what are you burned out from? So what I want you to go ahead and fill in your blanks here. on your worksheet, and then we'll come back and discuss it. So I'm going to give you, I'll give you several minutes to do this.
How do you define presence?
So when I look at, I associate this with branding, you know, how you show up to others and the message that you send. I'm talking around, you know, your brand presence, you know, how
So
you,
it's me, not like my
yeah,
company's branding. You're talking about like,
well, you are the brand of your business. So it's a combination of you, how you show up, how you represent your business, and also the business itself.
okay.
Dietra, are you done? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is everybody ready? I was doing a little edit. Were you able to see me doing my editing?
That's why I said pretty.
Yeah.
This
Is
is,
it,
it's almost ready.
is that just the cover? The book won't be ready, will it, this weekend?
The book, it won't be ready this weekend. It's at the editor's. So
Okay.
I'll actually get it back from the editor on Friday. So, yeah. So, but it'll be ready by the end of the month.
Woohoo!
Okay.
This exercise was beyond eye-opening.
Okay, well, let's start with you
Yeah.
and see what you came up with.
So looking at all these things, so for one, I have nothing in the confident box. And looking at where I plugged everything else at, I'm like, well, that's why I'm burnt out, because I feel all these discouraged, worried, anxious, stressed, fearful every day.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I have been even asking myself, like I feel I have those moments where I'm like, yes, but I have more of these other feelings. And looking at all the things it takes to run a business, I've never wanted to do these things. I have no interest in them. And honestly, the reason why I chose the degree that I chose, organizational leadership development, over HR management in the business school, is because I prefer people over business. And so looking at like running a business, I don't enjoy it at all. Like I knew I didn't, but
Mhm.
really looking and laying it out and looking at it all together, I don't. And on one of these calls just last week, I forget which one, they all run together, I was talking about trying to really focus on not taking things so serious and finding joy. But when I really look at where I spend time, these are things that don't bring me joy. So that's good, right? That's awareness. So it's just, I even wrote in a new category for some things, like I don't know. I don't know how to create a strategy. I don't know how to look at my business to be profitable, because I've never had to, and I just don't know. So thank God we have you in this space. But again, really looking at this, I'm really understanding why I feel how I feel and the thoughts that I have.
Yeah. So when we think about 2023 business strategy, I hear what you're saying. You didn't have anything in the confident bucket. But I want to challenge you on that, Dee Dee, because you're confident that there are things that you don't like.
True.
So if you just even take away, let's say that we're putting all of the feelings and emotions on pause right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have going for you?
I have a business.
You have a business.
I do. I have a business.
Yeah.
I have some clients.
Yes, you do.
I do.
So you have the ability to get clients. You have the ability to get gigs.
Yes.
You had a program that you put together for the group out in California. So you know that you're capable of doing that level of consulting.
Yes. And they actually want me to put another one together.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But that wasn't on here.
well, it's about thinking about your strategy from different perspectives and
I see
different
what you're saying.
views.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So if you push the other stuff aside, like if you push all the other stuff, the core of my business, core beliefs, and why I'm here, the coaching, connecting, facilitating, I enjoy that. But
Right.
I feel like that's 25% of my business for where it is right now. She's only 2 years old.
So
Right.
maybe part of the business strategy is to expand that 25% to a larger amount. That's a high level direction to go. You know, maybe there is a bigger focus on the one-on-one coaching and the facilitation. I mean, that's definitely a direction to go. Part of your business strategy could be to start minimizing or stepping back from the things that you're not loving doing and listing out some of those things.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, when I first started out in consulting and coaching, my first year, you guys have heard me say this before, but when I first started out, I was well versed in HR. I could do the dark side and the light side of HR. And so I did both my first year. I made good money, but after my first year, I realized, well, I don't want to be in the business. You know, I don't want to be doing HR business partnering in terms of, you know, just all of the junk that comes with that. And so part of my strategy was to, okay, I don't want to be in it, but I also recognize that it's profitable. So what I'm going to do, my strategy is I'm going to be putting subcontractors in on contracts that I secure. So I enjoy getting the contracts. I love getting the win. I love getting people to say yes, and then overseeing and being more of a strategic partner as opposed to in the day-to-day. That was a business strategy that I employed.
Y'all really need to think through that, because in a perfect world, I would love to pay someone just to run my whole business.
Right.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah. Get it, yeah.
So I just need to, and again, right, some of it's mindset and some of it's also control. So, but I really do need to look at where do I want to focus on 2023, looking at the goal first and working backwards.
Mhm.
I'll probably be on your calendar for that because I need help with that.
And
This is not my area.
that's fine. And I want to reassure you, Deetra, that it doesn't take giant leaps. It can be small tweaks. For just to give you a very practical example, so let's say that you decide, and I'm just going to make this up, you decide that you don't want to do you don't want to do HR business.
at your front
Oh my
door.
gosh, I thought that thing was off. Hold on. Let's just say that you don't want to do big group work right now. And you decide you do want to do more of the facilitation or, you know, in the one-on-one coaching. On your website, it's a matter of just tweaking the language on your website a little bit to slant it towards, you know, facilitation and one-on-one coaching. And you can minimize the other thing. Then you start announcing, you just start showing up like on social media, for example.
That's the problem right there. That's my problem. It's I'm fighting being comfortable. So I'm trying to grow comfortably. So all the social media exposure, visibility, presence, I'm trying to like tiptoe
Right,
my way. I'm not going to grow that way.
right.
So I'm gonna have to.
So part of your business strategy is to open up your exposure opportunities through social media. I mean, we don't have to have all the answers now, but
Yeah.
that would be, if you want to grow your business, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
All right, hold on just one second, y'all.
And Rachel, I see your comment, hire an assistant. That is a plan. I just don't do anything consistent to even know what I would tell. I don't, because I feel like
What about hiring somebody on Fiverr that's like just per diem?
I would have to think through. I don't do a lot of things that are, again, that are consistent. You know what I mean? I'm still building my foundation. So I'm still like creating different things. But that is a goal one day when I would know what I would even have them do.
Gotcha.
So let's come back up higher because I want to hear from Esther and Rachel. So there's plenty of opportunity there for you, Deetra, to really dig into your business strategy. So we know that. So now we know how you feel about it, and I've helped you to reframe your perspective about some things. And now this is when you would start to go into planning, but we got to release some things. We got to resist some things. We got to reframe some things, and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rachel, what did you come up with?
My focus is I really need to be more consistent with my action. I've been kind of faking myself out that I've been doing stuff because I've been learning, and that's not action. And so that's where my conviction has come in right now. And that's about where I'm at the moment. So I don't really have much more to add to that.
Okay. That's a good realization. And business strategy is about saying, okay, so how, what are some actions that I need to take? What is it that I really want from my business? Coming up to that high level, I want my business to be, I really want to get my business off the ground and running. And so if you know that that's your main goal, then you're going to put all of your activity around that.
I think for myself, I mean, I mentioned this on Monday, but I really felt convicted about how much television I was watching and how it was real addiction, really. And I gave away my television because I've tried the whole, stop watching, and I can't. So I just took the ability away.
Yes. That was such a huge, bold move. That was huge. And that tells me that you're serious about overcoming the things that have been keeping you down. So I'm with you, sister. I'm with you on that. Okay, Esther, what did you come up with?
Well, it's not really business focused, or a business focused. So, what I'm confident about is, regaining my health. I just have been having a tough time. I'm not sick, people. Overall emotional, mental, and physical health, just in general. So I'm back on track there. That's where my confidence is. Where I'm discouraged is, and this is related to business, is just really kind of finding my way and what is the right fit for me. And I've been struggling with that for a year now. When we went to the retreat, I talked to you about that. That sounds right. I talked to you, Angie. I'm just not sure what I want to be when I grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me anxious and worried when I think about embarking on what I want to be when I grow up. And what am I stressed and overwhelmed about? I'm stressed and overwhelmed about just kind of it's all related. I'm stressed and overwhelmed about that. Just trying to figure that out and defining it. And so that makes me fearful, like, am I going to make the right decision? And that's the perfectionist in me coming out. I'm
Yeah.
sure none of us suffer from that on this call.
Yeah.
But like, you're like, I don't, like, deer in the headlights. I'm not going to make a decision because it'll be the wrong decision. And, you know, I had someone say to me that people in my age bracket tend to make catastrophic bad decisions when they're in my age bracket. And I'm like, why would you plant that seed in my brain? You know, so now that dialogue keeps on going through my head. And this
You
person
shut
said it.
that down right now.
I know. I was like, get behind me. So
Yeah.
and I'm just like, it keeps on going through my head. And this person comes from we rebuke that. Yes, thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. This person comes from like a financial, like, acumen, has financial acumen, and wasn't trying to get my money, was trying to offer sage advice. And so it's a demon. And so what am I burned out about? I'm burned out about thinking about this. I mean, you know, this is, I know, Deidre, like, you know, so it's a lot of messiness, and I'm not comfortable in the mess. And that's where I am.
Esther, do you like coaching?
I don't know. I like it when it's organic. I don't like it when it's forced. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're more of a, I'll coach you in the moment and whatever comes, more of a conversational type thing versus, okay, we have a formal engagement and here's the process that we're going to walk through.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what I do like. And so, Dee Dee, your sharing made me realize, like, I like the business standpoint. I like the business aspect. I like the organizing and getting into that and getting, you know, that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. It's what I think people would define as the more creative things that I get really uncomfortable with.
That's a really good realization. So when you think about your business strategy, maybe part of it is to explore where you can actually practice business strategy.
Right. I know. I know. I
So-
started thinking, I'm like, maybe I should be like a business manager for people or
Yeah.
things like that, you know.
Because what I heard you say, and just what I know about you, you like implementing structure.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
you could be a structure coach.
A structure coach. Well, maybe, but it's hard when you have someone who doesn't want structure. I mean, you know, no. I appreciate that. And, you know, it's, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I do like that. I thrive in that. I do a lot better there. The interesting thing about it, the creative things, the things I like to do that people would define that are traditionally creative, I like doing alone. So I like going, like, I like exercising alone. I like being alone. I like writing. I like, you know, all these things. And that's why I was like, okay, maybe coaching is not really, you know, yeah. So it's been eye-opening. It's been an interesting year, to say the least, for me.
I love that you've gone through this time of discovery. I mean, because you are really you're just weeding out the things that you thought you wanted to do. And I mean, you've been doing a process of elimination. And so now the thing that you really feel more passionately about, it's coming to the surface. So I think that there's obviously more to think about, noodle on here.
Yes.
I do have a hard stop because I've got to be on
Okay.
a call with my son for the attorney.
Oh, yes, yes. So, no,
Um,
but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am where I am.
So
And
I
this
want
was super eye-opening, super.
Yes.
well, I don't want to forget about this last part, and I'll leave you all to do this,
Mhm.
but I want you to think about what you just discovered about yourself, and think about the 4 R's. What is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to resist, or that you need to resist doing or repeating over and over? What is it that you need to reframe about the situation? And when we talk about restore, just what does restoration look like for you? What is it? We boil this down to, what do you want? What is it that you want? So I want you to process those questions.
Okay.
All right, ladies, I have to jump
All right.
off here.
Good
Thank
luck with
you.
the call.
Thank you.
And Dee Dee and Angie, I'll see you this weekend. Rachel, I'm sad I won't get to see you.
I was like, this weekend. Oh, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Have a great
right.
night, ladies.